I need new music.
This is the JJO Discover New Music Podcast.
Tim, it's Brock. Thanks for calling, man. I'm excited to catch up with you. Are you all set to go?
I am.
Beautiful. You said you're calling from Oregon?
I am about an hour away from meeting my last Mount Rushmore hero, Mr. Jerry Cantrell.
Oh.
Time and place.
I don't know if you know this. Have you ever? So this is the first time meeting Jerry?
Yes, and he is like my Mount Rushmore, the last guy that I've never met.
He's super tall. Just a heads up, he's very tall. He's very, very tall. Yes.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out if I what I lead with. What's my opening line? What was the movie he was in? Yeah, I'm like, hey, are you the guy from Jerry Maguire?
Yes,
Do I do that route?
There you go. Beautiful. Or maybe like a hug, but one of those where you kind of
Cry.
No, not cry. I wasn't going to say that. Maybe. I don't know. I tell you what, Tim, you do whatever your body tells you to do, and I'm sure it'll be fine. All right? Oh, that's funny.
Do I establish dominance first?
Yeah, wrestle.
Single leg wrestling
wrestle
move?
him. Just
hey, just want to let you know.
Head throw him.
And you're my hero.
I don't know what happened. I walked in there and I just head through Jerry Cantrell immediately through a coffee table, and it was awful. It was awful, man. Oh, man. Well, hey, good luck to you. I'm sure everything's going to go great, and I'm excited to have you on with us for Discover New Music. So if you want to, we'll talk new music, or we can BS about you taking down Jerry Cantrell. I'm good either way.
We can go both ways.
I love it.
Easy like Sunday morning, baby.
We'll get to Savage, your new album, here in just a second. But before we get to the record, if you don't mind, just in my research, I noticed that your career has had a series of, I would call them, fortunate events. And I don't want to make this sound like you have obviously not worked hard and are very talented. But first, you met David Letterman, who personally invited you to perform on his show. Then you strike up a professional and personal relationship with Billy Gibbons, which leads to a lot of great things, including This Beard Came Here to Party, which was adopted by the Boston Red Sox. Now I'm getting into the crazy stuff amongst all the other crazy things. Charlie Sheen comes into the picture, writing, directing a music video for you. There's plenty more, but to lead this off, for a good old boy from Montana, now with your 6th album out, are you pinching yourself sometimes?
Yeah, it's been a bizarre line of events, right? But a lot of those, I thought David Letterman, this is the moment I break. And I was so poor at that time, I had a very bad credit. So my wife and I had one credit card that had a $400 limit, and we went and maxed it out on steaks. Because I'm like, after Letterman happens, I'm about to be rich as a kid. And boy, was I wrong. So I was like, all right, it was an awesome moment, and I'm glad I had that early on. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't have a manager, didn't have a record company, didn't have anybody in my camp. It was just me.
Yeah.
And so I went and did the Late Show, and I was like, oh, yeah, I'm going to sign a record deal now. That didn't happen. Didn't happen for 10 years after that. So it was just back to the joy. But those great moments gave me a taste of what I knew I'd wanted. So I'm glad they happened, and I'm glad I didn't hit back then, because I'd have been in my early 20s and probably just partied it all away and ruined everything. Right. So I think the old man upstairs was like, he ain't ready. Give him a taste of it, make him suffer more.
Yeah, right. We'll give him little nibbles throughout, so he keeps striving, keeps working, and now here you are on the precipice of your 40th birthday, much wiser, much more seasoned. Everything seemed to have worked out in the end so far.
Yeah, it's been wild. And I had this deal with the old man upstairs. If I don't hit at 40, I'll probably do something else. He's got a sense of humor. So at 39, my first Billboard hit went number 5, and I was like, Man. You got a sense of humor up there, I see.
He's just right to the wire on that one. I love
it. Yeah, make him pay for all that stuff he did when he was drunk.
You were finally able to pay back that $400 credit card limit. You've been sitting on that one for a while, too. Those stakes have been stacking up surcharges.
Those T-bones are expensive with interest, pal, let me tell you what.
Well, hey, I am happy to be here now to talk to you about your 6th studio album, Savage. What stood out for you in the making of this record, maybe compared to your previous works?
Before I'd just make albums and I'd throw a rock song on there and a country rock song and then a country song, and more purposeful of, all right, we have a lane at rock. let's run down it. And it was stuff that I'd been doing. It's so funny watching these. There's a documentary we're working on. It's a 5-minute mini doc where you'll see me when I'm 18 and I'm not singing country rock. It is grunge, right? It's Nirvana-esque. It was like Bush, Alice in Chains. That's what I did. So coming full circle back to where I started, it's just more purpose-driven record of like, okay, now we're not just making a record to make a record. We're making a record with intent. Like, let's shake things up in the rock space. Because I got embraced so fast, thanks to you guys at Rock Radio for bringing me to the party, and finally I get to feel accepted, and the chains of Nashville are off, where I can write about what I want. I can, the guitars can be as loud as they need to be. So yeah, it's more purpose here.
Did you have to maybe kind of rewire and set your mind more in a rock mindset for this record?
I think I just had to unwire the Nashville junk that was in there, because it was interesting. I was telling a songwriter buddy, I'm like, when I would sit down to write country radio stuff, and I learned a lot from songwriting in Nashville. I wrote with some of the greatest writers that kicked my butt, and I feel like I can bring some lyrical things to the rock space just from 17 years to get my butt kicked in Nashville. These guys are poets, but I'd let those guys drive, right? And I'd be in the passenger seat, and everything I'd say, well, it's too edgy. You can't say that on country radio. And now with rock, it was like I can say it exactly the way it's in my head, and it works. Yeah. So it's like I was always that kind of songwriter, wired that way, obsessively listening to grunge for the first 20 years of my life. I know how to write that stuff,
Listen, rate, share, subscribe. Discover new music now at WJJO.com, in the JJO app, or wherever you get your podcasts. Brock has a new interview every Thursday evening between 6 and 7. 94.1 JJO.
I need new music.
This is the JJO Discover New Music Podcast.
I'm glad you brought up the songwriting side of this. Obviously, that's one of the feathers in your cap, and you've written for some greats. Again, Kid Rock and Billy Gibbons, like I mentioned in there. As far as a songwriter is concerned, how does this album stack up lyrically for you?
I think it's one of the best work I've done.
Yeah,
I was able to be honest and talk about some dark stuff that I went through in my childhood and tie it into a hopefully positive message that's received by the listener. Of, even Devil, like a lot of people that suffer with addiction and trauma that connected on a different level. I mean, I wrote that from child abuse stuff that I went through, but then people that are addicted to drugs and stuff are like hearing it for themselves, so yeah. It's connecting really well, and we were blatantly honest, and I think the lyrics, we knocked them out of the park on this, and yes, I'm very proud of this one.
I love it, man. Well, again, Savage, your latest album from Tim Montana, out now. Was it something that you got hung up on when it started making some noise and making some waves, and then you see it on the charts, and you're like, oh, wow, we really got something here, and the success it had? Is there some vindication, some validation for you with this new record?
Oh, 100%. Having guys like Matt Pinfield call me, be like, hey, it's Matt Pinfield. I'm like, what? Like the dude from MTV and flipping out, and like these editorials that, it was wild even seeing Blabbermouth give it an 8 out of 10, because I'm like, Blabbermouth has destroyed a lot of my heroes over the years with record reviews, and I'm like, 8 out of 10? Holy crap, So it is. It's validation of I didn't waste the last, 20 years of my life banging my head against the wall trying to get this music thing to work when all of a sudden it starts working. But nice guys finish last, hopefully.
There you go. Or finish by 40. Finish by 40. There you go.
Yeah, exactly. My back hurts, but here I am.
I'm here. I did it. You mentioned you got personal with this one. Is there a track one that maybe really stands out for you?
Really like Die Today. About a tribute to Special Operations Community that I've been trying to write that song forever. Then the other one I really like is Ain't Coming Down, because that's me and Billy Gibbons bought a lodge in Montana together, and I moved to Montana thinking my radio dreams were over. That same day we closed on our bar and restaurant is the same day my single shipped to radio, and I was like, again, that's odd. Plan A and Plan B, same day, really. But Ain't Coming Down is about all the characters in Wise River, Montana, a little town of 44 people on the Big Hole River, and all those people, I'm talking about hookers feeling fly from the H by J and judging by his sway. He's been there all day. So it's got this kind of Beastie Boys swagger, but it's about a remote Western lodge. And I'm like, you think someone would write a country song about a place like this? But no. We're going like rock Beastie Boys meets back. So
bringing it all together. Well, everyone can get a full taste of it. Again, Savage from Tim Montana is out now. Hey, Tim, you're obviously, like I mentioned, a good old boy from Montana. Is that fair to say? Am I reading you the right way?
100%. You got it. I love being on stage and rocking and stuff, but I also am like, oh, God, I want to be in the woods somewhere. Well, it's almost elk season.
Oh, man, I love it. I love it. Well, I wish nothing but the best for you, my friend, and it's been great chatting with you. Again, everyone, Tim Montana, Savage, it's out now, and we're going to be hearing plenty more from this middle-aged man. I was going to say young man, but obviously you hit the 40s, so we're there. But you know what? You're only as old as you feel, right? Is that what it is? And here we are.
Yeah, I'm still 39 for a few months.
You got it.
Until January.
Tim, before I let you go, let's do rapid fire, and we'll get you on your way. Sound good?
Okay. Yes, sir.
All right, here we go. Let's start easy. Mashed potatoes or baked potato?
Baked potato.
Now, do you do fully loaded baked potato? Is that how you do it?
Hell yeah.
Okay, good. I was a little. I figured you weren't like raw dogging a potato.
Crispy skin.
Yeah,
Olive oil, a little salt, get it nice and crispy. You roll it up like a little burrito, and it crunches. Yeah.
Disco or techno, Tim?
Disco.
Okay.
Yeah, disco. Gotta be. A little Bee Gees going on. Is that disco? You consider Bee Gees disco?
Absolutely,
Perfect.
man. Saturday Night Fever. They're in it. Soaked jeans or damp socks?
Soaked jeans. Wet socks suck.
Yeah. I mean, they're both terrible. The chafing compared to the sogginess of the feet, I guess, is what you're looking at.
Yeah.
I'm interested in this one, and we'll get into it, but would you rather see Bigfoot or the Loch Ness Monster?
Bigfoot. I have questions. I think we're related.
So now that brings up my next question, follow-up. Given your background, and obviously you being a fella that enjoys being in the woods, being out in nature, have you ever felt like you've been close to a Bigfoot, had a Bigfoot encounter, seen the Bigfoot?
No, I've had a couple UFO encounters, but never a Bigfoot encounter.
Really? UFOs? Maybe we'll save that conversation for another day, because I know you can go away. I can really get deep into the UFO stuff. So, all right, we'll save that.
I've had 3 experiences that were unexplainable. So.
Oh, my God. All right. Would you rather fight 1 horse-sized duck or 100 duck-sized horses?
I think the duck-sized horses.
Okay.
Yeah, you can just kick them, right? You just kick them and they'll go flying.
But you got to think about tiny little horse hooves just shattering your ankles. You getting pelted by these hooves. That's a lot of them.
Well, I fight my mom's ponies a lot, so I feel like I'm experienced in that realm.
Last one.
Oh, yeah.
Last one for you, Tim. Would you rather take 1 punch from Mike Tyson or 100 punches from the Where's the Beef lady?
I might take one from Mike just to say I did. Even if he knocks me out, I'd be like, sick.
Yeah,
I'd get my bruise tattooed, right?
Yeah, just do the full.
Make Mike sign it.
Awesome. Thank you for humoring me. More importantly, Tim, thanks for talking new music. Again, everyone, Savage, it's out now. Tim Montana, just crushing it, and excited for you, man. Keep it going, all right?
Awesome. Thanks for support and appreciate your time.
Listen, rate, share, subscribe. Discover new music now at WJJO.com, in the JJO app, or wherever you get your podcasts. Brock has a new interview every Thursday evening between 6 and 7. 94.1 JJO.